This video accompanies Wheelock 7th edition, chapter 20. It's a race against time to see if I can record before children burst into the room. In this chapter, we're going to talk about the fourth declension and the ablative of place from which and separation. Okay, so there are 5 declensions. Apparently we've lost the number 1. The first declension is characterized by A vowels, the second by O vowels, but in practice it'll actually show up as an O or a U. The third declension includes nouns with stems ending in consonants or I, so in practice the endings are going to show up as I or E. The fourth declension that we're learning today is characterized by a U vowel, and the fifth declension that we'll learn later is characterized by an E vowel. So let's look at the fourth declension. There's a masculine and feminine form and a neuter form. Most are masculine and not feminine. There's a handful of feminines. So let's look at a masculine first. Our sample verb is fructus, fructus, sample noun. The dictionary entry will show you the nominative and the genitive. It's the English meaning of this is fruit, but it gives us English words like fructose. You can distinguish the fourth declension from the second by looking at the genitive singular in the dictionary entry. So amicus, amici is second declension, but fructus, fructus is fourth declension. So our endings are fructui for the dative, where you might recognize the I from the third declension. Fructum, where you recognize the M from all of our declensions. Fructu, where you recognize the long vowel with macron over it from all of our declensions. In the plural, fructus, so that's going to be identical to the genitive singular. Fructuum with 2 U's, where that genitive plural looks more like the third declension than the others. The dative is ibus, just like the third declension. The accusative plural matches the nominative plural. And the ablative plural is ibus, just like the third declension, also matching the dative plural. Okay, neuter paradigm. There's a handful of neuters. We're going to use cornu as our sample noun. Cornu, cornus is the dictionary entry, so nominative singular, comma, genitive singular. It means horn, but gives us English words like cornucopia, that means horn of plenty. So let's look at our endings. The neuter fourth declension is very easy because it's cornu, cornus, cornu, cornu, cornu. The nominative and accusative are always identical, and then the dative and ablative here are just characterized by a long vowel with a macron over it. The plural has the short A that you might recognize from the other declensions. So cornua, cornua for nominative and accusative plural. The genitive plural matches the masculine feminine genitive plural, cornuum. And the dative and ablative plural are ibis, just like the third declension. All right, our last concept is 2 uses of the ablative, place from which and separation. Now we've actually seen place from which before, without giving it a name, in Wheelock. Separation is the only new one. Okay, so examples of place from which. These use a verb of motion plus usually a preposition, which would be ob, ex, or de. There are a few exceptions where you don't use a preposition, and we will learn those in chapter 37. So an example of place from which is Cicero hostes ab urbe misit, where we have a verb of motion. So Cicero sent, direct object, and then because it's a verb of motion and we are literally sending someone away, to move away, we use the preposition ab, and then the ablative of urbe. The new construction, separation, is that if there's no actual motion involved, but we're still talking about lacking or depriving or not having something, then we use the ablative with no preposition. So, no movement involved, no preposition. Example is pecunia caret, long A ablative, he lacks money. Or eos timore liberavit, where timore is in the ablative. He freed them from fear, timore from fear. I am curious to re-listen to this video and see how many screaming children we can hear in the background. But for now, this is the end.